We also request our esteemed Thank you very much, sirs. Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu Garu to grace us with his words.
Done. Set, open. Both. Open both. This పెట్టనమ్మా అయ్య బాబు ఎవరు తిరుగాను I am really feeling very happy. మనసులో చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది. I am feeling extremely. The reason being, this is my first visit during the pandemic to interact with people directly. Since the onset of pandemic, March, we were all holding meetings of virtual, but this is really actual. Virtual is factual. You can't deny that. But you know, actual is actual. అందుకే నేను ఈ నేరుగా ప్రత్యక్ష కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొనే కార్యక్రమం మన ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో నాకెంతో ఇష్టమైన విశాఖపట్నంలో మరొక ముఖ్యమైన మత్స్య సంపద మంచి సంపద. అది ఆరోగ్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది, ఐశ్వర్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. ఆరోగ్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది, ఐశ్వర్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. మహాత్మా గాంధీ గారు చెప్పారు, cattle wealth is national wealth. So this wealth we have developed in the recent years, and now we are going to add some new seeds, is really going to add to our wealth. It is not only wealth, it is also health. A healthy wealth is fisheries. That's why it's very important. మంచి ఆరోగ్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది, మంచి ఐశ్వర్యాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. With the advent of pandemic, now it's very clear that one must go for good food, protein food. ఆరోగ్యకరమైన ఆహారాన్ని తినాలా, మంచి శక్తివంతమైన ఆహారాన్ని తినాలి. అది మనకి ఇప్పటికే బోధపడి ఉంటుంది. మన పూర్వీకుల కాలంలో తినేవాళ్ళం. మధ్యలో మనం అలవాట్లు మాని పాశ్చాత్య వ్యామోహంలో పడి మన అలవాట్లు మార్చుకున్నాం. దాని వల్ల కూడా సమస్యలు వస్తున్నాయి. So there is a need for change of lifestyle, going back to our own original lifestyle. Physical activity, whether it is yoga or walking, exercise. Secondly, also having good food, good diet. Both are very, very important. This is the lesson this pandemic has taught us. Sedentary lifestyle, laziness, added with craziness, will lead us to darkness. This we have to understand. So, open meeting. Open means though we are meeting in a closed hall because of the paucity of space here. I would like to appeal to the people to please go back to the old lifestyle and then have exercise daily and also eat good food, proteinous food. And fisheries is a good food. In addition to this, we must see to it our wealth is also increased, and then the development reaches the common people of the country. Government is making all efforts to reach to the common people, but we need further wealth creation because we are a huge country. And we have to create wealth so that we can distribute wealth. So, today, I am very happy to be amidst you today in this Andhra coast, Visakhapatanam, one of the most beautiful cities where I have spent good number of years during my college days. I was a student of this university. We used to move around in this Resavanipalam, Chinavalter, Pandurangapuram, where you are located, Kerlampudi. These were the areas. Later, Daba Gardens, Jagadamba Junction, Purna Market, old post office, all old places. But this is the area. So I felt happy today. And moreover, friends, I made it a program for myself after I became vice president. Earlier as a minister, as public representative, I used to go around, meet people, greet people, talk with people, walk with people, eat along with the people. But after becoming vice president, there is a protocol. So you can't move that much freely. But after becoming vice president, I have decided that I should go around the country, meet youth who are the future of the country, interact with them, inspire them and take inspiration from them. Second, I have decided to meet farmers who produce food for all of us and who are responsible for our food security. Even in this pandemic, the one sector where people have worked hard and produced more are farmers. So I salute the farmers, including fish farmers. Thirdly, I have decided to visit as many research centers as possible. Scientists, interact with scientists, know what they are doing, understand what are the problems, what is the progress made, and what is the future agenda. And so that if necessary, you can convey the problems, if any, to the government from time to time. And fourth is, of course, various associations, NGOs, voluntary organizations, Chamber of Commerce, doctors, businessmen, who are all stakeholders in the country's growth. So this is how I have been planning this thing. I have visited a number of institutes across the country, visited a number of universities, IITs, research centers, visited farms, interacted with the farmers. And today, this place I have selected after the COVID as the first place to go for an open interaction. I would have been much more happy if it was all in an open place, but you know, because of the health guidelines and all. So I came here, I went around, and our scientists, senior scientists have shown me the progress that is made, the plans they have, and with the way with which they are working. I am indeed delighted to interact with all of you today at Visakhapatanam Regional Center of the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute. Research for what? Research is searching for additional wealth. Research is for making the people's life better. ప్రజా జీవనాన్ని మరింత మెరుగుపరచడానికి వాళ్ళకి సుఖవంతమైన సంతోషవంతమైన జీవనాన్ని ఇవ్వడం అదే శాస్త్రజ్ఞుల యొక్క ముఖ్యమైన ఉద్దేశం. So I compliment all the scientists. Coming from a coastal region, I have had a long time association with fisheries. I was truly impressed with the exemplary research work being carried out at Cmfri, particularly at the Visakhapatanam Regional Center in the area of mariculture. The production of snapper seed technology, the seed which I have distributed to farmers, will really give a fillip to diversification of mariculture in India. I am happy to note that Cmfri's efforts are wonderfully complemented by the Central Institute of Fisheries Technology and other research centers. Both are working hand in hand. This institute has made a mark in the development of fishing and fish processing technologies. I am also happy to note that it was duly honored with Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Outstanding ICAR Institution Award thrice for its commendable scientific contribution to the fisheries sector. I am glad to know that CIFT conducts basic and strategic research in fishing, processing, designing and developing energy-efficient fishing systems. For responsible fishing, you need to have responsible fishing and sustainable management, apart from focusing on the development of implements and machinery for fishing and fish processing. The human resource development through training imparted by CIFT is equally important. Human resource development is a very important component. My visit to the institute and the marine museums showcasing research and various achievements have given me a better understanding of the good work being carried out here. My compliments and my congratulations to all of you, scientists who are all working in this institute, and also the research assistants, and also the other supporting staff. My dear sisters and brothers, भाई और बहनों, मैं सचमुच में मन में बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ, क्योंकि मैं ये कोविड पैंडेमिक के दौरान यहाँ आ सके और आप लोग जो विशेष परिशोधना करके, रिसर्च करके आप लोग देश का मत्स्य संपदा को बढ़ाने के लिए जो कोशिश कर रहे, इसको देख के और सुन के मैं बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ. My dear sisters and brothers, we are all aware India is blessed with vast aquatic resources. From the pristine waters of Himalayas to a long coastline of over 80,000 kilometers. Vast, really. These waters are endowed with a diversity of fish fauna that has been supporting the livelihood of millions of people for many generations. Not only food, livelihood opportunities are there in the fishing sector. And millions of people, they depend on this for their livelihood. We have to make facilities, provide knowledge, give them better understanding, how to improve fishing, how to improve their life by economic upliftment and also social respect. Now India ranks second in the world in total fish production, with an annual fish production of 13.75 million metric tons in 2018 and 19. Of this, inland fisheries sector contribute nearly 70%, and the rest comes from the marine sector. But there is a lot of potential to be harnessed in both inland and marine fisheries. As such, the total fisheries potential of India has been estimated at more than 22 million metric tons. So there is a vast scope. With a modest start from being a small-scale industry, fisheries have grown to become a very important socio-economic force for our country over the past few decades. The share of the fisheries sector is more than 1% of the GDP now. Significant. Earlier it was only 0.40% in 1950-51. Fisheries also constitute about 10% of total exports from India. Total export, 10% fisheries sector. With export earnings exceeding US $7 billion, India is the fourth largest exporter of fish in the world, and in the sector has been one of the major contributions of foreign exchange. There is a scope to become #1 exporter of fish. I am confident the scientists, our fishermen, and the aqua farmers will do their best and accept this challenge and provide facilities and move towards becoming #1 exporter of the fish. We also have a huge population, 130 crore people. So we need to feed them. We need to provide them healthy food. We need to provide them proteinous food. More than just the macroeconomic importance, the marine fisheries sector provides employment to nearly 15 million people on the Indian coast, comprising mostly of socio-economically backward, artisanal and small-scale fisheries, whose lives are closely intertwined with the oceans and areas, the seas. This social factor is what really underlines the importance of fisheries in our country. Friends, you are aware that fish is a great source of protein and holds key for reducing malnutrition in the country, especially in children, since over 16% of the animal protein supplies originate from the fisheries sector. The sector is identified as a major factor contributing to food security. In this regard, COVID-19 might prove to be a game changer for the aquaculture business as well. The pandemic gave us timely message on our food habits and reminded us that we are what we eat. We are what we eat. మనం ఏమి తింటామో అలా ఉంటాం. ఈ విషయాన్ని అందరూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. తినేవాళ్ళు, ఉత్పత్తి చేసేవాళ్ళు. ఈ సందేశం, పాండమిక్ సందేశం ఏంటంటే ఆరోగ్యవంతమైన భోజనము చేయండి. ఆరోగ్యము చేపల ద్వారా వస్తుంది. This heightened consumer awareness about nutrition presents an opportunity for fish to become a part of wholesome diet. Health experts and nutritionists must bring awareness among the common people about the many benefits of having fish in our diet. For instance, fish is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are necessary for our body and good for cardiovascular health. No fat. You have to understand this. This aspect needs to be popularized and conveyed to the common man. సామాన్య జనానికి కూడా అర్థమయ్యే విధంగా అందరూ చెప్పవలసిన అవసరం ఉంది. మంచి ఆరోగ్యవంతమైన జీవనం కావాలంటే మంచి భోజనం చేయాలా. ఆ మంచి భోజనంలో చేపలు, మత్స్య సంపద మరింత ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. మత్స్య సంపద దేశ సంపదను పెంచుతుంది, మన వ్యక్తిగత ఆరోగ్య సంపదను పెంచుతుంది. అందుకని చేపల పెంపకాన్ని, చేపలు పడడాన్ని, చేపలు తినడాన్ని ఇవన్నీ కూడా ప్రోత్సహించుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతో ఉందని ఈ సందర్భంగా నేను ప్రజలకు విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నాను. విత్ ది గ్రోయింగ్ పాపులేషన్ అండ్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ డిమాండ్ ఫర్ ఎనిమల్ ప్రోటీన్, ద డొమెస్టిక్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ fish is estimated to touch 22 million metric tons by 25. So whatever you produce, that is not even sufficient for domestic consumption. So we have to produce more. The present production is only 13.76 million tons, metric tons. There is a gap of 8.24 million tons. which needs to be bridged. In this projected scenario, capture fisheries and deep sea fishing alone cannot meet the demand. Land-based fisheries and aquaculture systems have limitations. In such a situation, thriving marine fish culture is the way forward. Thriving marine fish culture is the way forward. With over 88,000 kilometers of coastline, as explained by me earlier, there is immense potential for the development of mariculture. Cage farming is widely recognized as the most important technology in mariculture for increasing the fish production. Cmfri and CAFT have been doing good work in this regard, and much more needs to be done. Much more needed to be done. Don't be satisfied with what you have achieved. Good, you must have satisfaction, but the aim should be to increase the production. For many years, lack of availability of quality fish seed has been a major concern. Efforts by research institutes mitigated this problem to an appreciable extent. But still, as I told you, there is huge scope for innovation in this area. Similarly, we need to improve our value addition to our fish by maintaining the highest quality, consistency and reliability by better grading. And reliability by better grading, quality assurance and packaging of our product. Packaging also is equally important. We should also diversify our manufacture of the various value additions. Diversify our mariculture by investing in innovative products such as nutraceuticals and ornamental fish. Finally, we need to focus on reducing post-harvest losses by creating the required infrastructure like cold storage. మనం పచ్చనము చేసిన చేపలు, ఎండు చేపలు, వాటిని ఇంకా ఇతరత్ర వాటి యొక్క ఇతర విభాగాలన్నీ కూడా ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ఆరోగ్యానికి ఉపయోగపడతాయని చెప్తున్నారు. The research proves that the fish is not only healthy, it will also cure other ailments and will be useful for medicinal purpose also. Climate change is real. Friends, try to understand. Frequency of extreme weather events is increasing. Unfortunately, its effect are mostly felt by the seas and oceans through sea level rise, ocean warming and ocean acidification, and the worst sufferers are the fishermen. So you have to understand this. So we should not allow this adverse impact on marine life and human lives who depend on it. It is estimated primary production of the global ocean is expected to decline further by 6% by 2100 and by 11% in tropical zones. So these are our concerns regarding pollution of marine and fresh water. Discarded plastics, other residual waste and industrial chemicals eventually find their way into our water bodies with devastating consequences for aquatic life and the habitats they depend on. Then there is the concern about overfishing with mechanized trawling. Marine fisheries are overexploited and a push is being made for deep sea fishing. The small scale fishermen are the most affected. So thus it is important to tackle the issue of fisheries in India on three fronts. Firstly, there has to be substantial management of the limited resources. Plans must be put at place to mitigate the damage caused by the climate damage. Secondly, there has to be an improvement in the value addition and post-production facilities for better price realization. And thirdly, technology must be leveraged to innovate in aquaculture and improve production capacities. My dear sisters and brothers, the government has taken many initiatives. The present Prime Minister has taken special interest in fisheries development. A dedicated scheme for fisheries sector, namely Pradhana Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Relief package is the most recent one. This scheme provides financial assistance for traditional fishermen, including fish workers from various enlisted activities. So this includes livelihood and nutritional support for backward fisheries families during the lean fishing period. It must be explained to the fishermen, and they must be made to utilize this opportunity. The government also is coming up with a comprehensive national fisheries policy for an ecologically healthy, economically viable, and socially inclusive fisheries sector. This is what is required. All these initiatives are commendable. Immediate interventions are needed in enhancing the access to credit, developing cold chains, and good upcountry market linkages, and providing better infrastructure for post-harvest storage, handling and value addition. Clean markets, which will be attractive, because at the end of the day, people should see and get impressed. The municipal bodies have to take special interest in creating fish markets with hygiene, and the governments should also encourage cold storage. The effort should be made, and they should be complemented by greater research and development from research institutes such as yours, increased private investment in fish and shrimp hatcheries, and establishment of aquaculture estates, feed mills, and ancillary industries are also required. Public-private partnership is also the way forward. Please remember, the research conducted by you should be translated to improving the lives of the fishermen and benefit them. That is the purpose. In the face of climate change and diminishing returns on traditional fishing, we are looking at a social cost that affects nearly 15 million people. These are small and marginal fish farmers whose livelihood depends on the mercy of the sea. The catch is seasonal and at times unreliable. It is therefore the Research Institute can contribute most to the fishing by innovative marine fish cultures and better extension programs and interaction with the small farmers and the fishermen from time to time to adopt modern sustainable practices. For instance, the expansion of marine cage culture has helped the enhancement of employment generation, either directly farming or indirectly through hatcheries, feed mills, marketing, etc. For every ton of fish produced, 3 people are employed directly or indirectly. So there is a scope for massive employment opportunity. With the growing awareness about the health benefits of fish and with the right inputs and technologies, fish farming can become more lucrative in the coming years and lift the millions dependent on it out of poverty. Revolution, Blue Revolution, the initiative taken by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, it has to be encouraged. India has huge potential in the fisheries sector. We should leave no stone unturned in fully realizing such a long coastline, which is our strength and not as our weakness. We must explore the waters once again, confidently, to feed our own people and as a leader and net security provider in the region. The government has revitalized the concept of Blue Revolution, as I told you, and the Matsya Sampada Yojana seeks to enhance fish production to 22 million metric tons by 2024-25. But much depends on the research you do. So please see to it that you come out with a new innovation, new methods, new practices, and see to it that they reach the common people, the fishermen, and the fishing farmers. I once again compliment the Cmfri and CAFT for their excellent work and wish them all success in their future endeavors. ఈ రోజు ఇక్కడికి రావడం నేను ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టుగా చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. మీ అందరికీ నా తరఫున శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. వీలైనంత తొందరగా మనందరం ఈ ఉపద్రవాన్ని నుంచి బయటపడి సాధారణ జీవితం, సుఖవంతమైన జీవితం గడుపుతామని చెప్పిన విశ్వాసం కూడా నాకుంది. అందువలన అందరూ కూడా ఆ ప్రభుత్వం ఇచ్చే యొక్క ఆదేశాలను సలహాలను పాటించాలి. ఈ మాస్క్ ధరించడం, సురక్షిత దూరాన్ని పాటించడం, సోషల్ డిస్టెన్స్ కాదు అది, సురక్షిత దూరి. That is also equally important. Don't be casual. Don't be usual. Because of the unusual pandemic that is affecting our lives, affecting our economy, affecting our health. So we must be extra careful, and only when people cooperate, government can operate better. Your cooperation, their operation, they must go together. Only operation without cooperation will lead to separation. So please try to understand and then cooperate with the local administration, cooperate with the state government, cooperate with the central government for your health and the nation's health. Thank you very much.
The broodstock fish, and these fishes are induced to spawn, and from them the commercially important Indian pompano. So it was the first time in the world we have bred and produced seeds. This is the adult fish, and we have the smaller ones here. This is in high demand in the market, in the domestic markets.
The mating policy is the most important one.
This is the seed of the broodstock. First time in the world we have produced this one. So this is grouper. So this is the grouper broodstock fish. Here for the first time in the country we have produced seeds, and these are the fingerlings of the grouper.
They lie like this.
Very slow fish.
Very slow moving fish.
Lethargic fish living in the bottom waters, demersal fish. These are the fingerlings which have come out from the grouper fish.
Camouflaging is see the color change. Camouflaging is retained in the white tank. There is huge potential for the live fish market.